Maori Clinic provides the Salina community with a comprehensive spectrum of services delivered with compassion and sensitivity. We strive to create a partnership with our patients that promotes health and well-being in all phases of life. We care about our patients, we care about providing quality health care services, and we care about our community. Chances are you know many of us because Maori Clinic physicians live in Salina. We are coaches for youth sports teams and leaders for Boy Scouts and 4-H. We offer time, talent, and financial support to a variety of community events and charities. Our children attend school with your children. Our families attend worship services with your families. And we are proud to call Salina home. We have a vested interest in the success of this community, and we remain committed to an independent practice model that promotes our proud heritage and philosophy to provide quality medical care centered on the relationship between each patient and the physician of their choice. You have a choice for your medical care. Choose a doctor dedicated to the pursuit of excellence in healthcare services. Choose Maori Clinic.
I suffered 10 fractures and broken bones. I underwent 5 surgeries in 6 days. He hit our car in the back driver's side door, which is where I was sitting. Both of my parents passed away, and later in the evening I lost my unborn baby. I started out as a physical therapy major, so I knew it wasn't going to be easy. But when you are as stubborn as I am and strong, you just do what you have to do. The very next morning we started right in. I didn't want to take the weekend off. I wanted to go and get better. They never let me stop. They just kept telling me, you have a 2.5-year-old home, that's where you want to go. They sincerely care about you and what you want. It's not about them getting paid to do something. It's about getting you back to the person you are and who you want to be.
The friendly staff at Salina Sports Medicine Orthopedic Clinic, located at 523 South Santa Fe, are always welcoming new patients to serve in the areas of sports medicine, total joint care, and more. You can contact the office at 785-823-7213 or toll free at 1-866-406-4141.
Welcome everybody to Access TV Friday Night Football, and I believe this is week number 6 with district play starting next week. But what we have is a home game. Of Salina South is hosting the Derby Panthers, and Derby comes in with 1 loss, and they also come in with an impressive win over Central earlier in the year. But it was a win that Derby might have been the better team, but Central never really proved themselves like they have done since then and getting back to a winning record. They just kept shooting themselves in the foot. And I was talking with Coach Sellers before the game. It was like the only time they stopped shooting themselves in the foot was to either reload or to change feet they were shooting at. And it wasn't big mistakes. They only had 1 turnover. I think if I remember correctly, they had 2 or 3 penalties. It was mental errors, assignment errors, things like that that really hurt them. South cannot do that against a Derby team. Now, the good side is, and it's bad news for Derby, Derby lost their star running back 2 weeks ago, 4th quarter against Hutch, Mr. Garrett Zanders. And I feel bad for him because he's a senior and he blew out his ACL. They do not know if he'll be back in time for baseball because that's his major sport and it's a sport he wants to play in college, but that hurts him, which means they're gonna go with their number 2 guy. And I really don't know who their number 2 guy is. I believe it's, might be Kristen Breedlove. They got a number of people penciled in. I think it's going to be a running back by committee with them. I'm not sure. Maybe they have someone who's fast, and then they got a power guy. But they're going to do that. Their typical spread offense. They're going to try to spread South's defense, look for someone out of space, get a gap, and exploit that gap. Against this offense, South needs to do three things. One, and most important of all, South needs to have their offense on the field, nice long drives, eating time off the clock, punching the ball in the end zone, allowing the defense, players for South who don't play offense, to rest, get some air, get some water. The other thing they need to do is they need to play gap assignment, sound defense. Everyone has their gap. You've got to play within that gap. Do not get blown out of your gap. Don't try to do something more than you're supposed to do. Just do your job. If they do that, they've got a chance. The third thing they've got to do is eliminate the errors. No turnovers, as few as penalties as possible. And if you can do those three things well, you've got a chance, especially since they're missing their starting running back. South is still without Cole Calvert, their senior safety. Now that's a little bit ding on the defense because he is a very good defender, especially at that safety position. His shoulder that he hurt a couple weeks ago is still causing some troubles. According to Coach Sellers, they don't know if he'll be back next week or not. They don't know. What they're trying to do is have him towards the end of the season, and if they make it in the playoffs, have him for the playoffs. That's the key thing. Right now, let it heal. So the other person out for Derby, and he's been out since the first of the year, is one of their leading linebackers who's a junior. He's still out. He's going to be out. And he had surgery on his collarbone. And he's another baseball player. They think he'll be ready in time for baseball, but they don't know. But it's going to be a good game. Few clouds in the sky, more like wispy clouds, nothing thick. We don't have any chance for any moisture. There's no wind at all. The flag is just dead as can be. So, folks, I think we're going to have a very good game. And again, if South plays the way they should play, and if they're capable of playing like they played last week against Andover, they continue this into this. As Sam told me for the game, even going into the Goddard game that they lost, they won. Out of late win, if I remember correctly, that was Goddard Eisenhower. They've had each week's practice get better and better and better. And what he said he's seeing the kids grow in confidence. And he told me now a lot of people are giving them a chance to win. He said, but the kids don't believe that. They think they've got a legitimate chance. So it's going to be a good game. We'll see you at the start of the first half for South hosting Derby. Welcome to Salina XTX TV's Friday Night Football. And we're sitting here, and I'm down to a one-man crew tonight. Charles Ross is under the weather, so he is home and probably going to be listening to the game on the radio. But he wishes he could be here. But that's the way it happens sometimes. I've heard there's other people down. I don't know if there's any creeping crud floating around Salina. If it is, I ask that all of you that have it, please be selfish and keep it to yourself. But as I shared in the pregame, I think this is going to be a very good game. If South plays like they're capable of playing, like they played last week against Andover, this should be a very good game. And it's going to come down to which team executes cleaner than the other team, which team has the fewer mistakes, as in penalties and turnovers. And I think the start of this game is going to be very important. Okay, the official still, the referee, the guy in the white hat still talking to everybody. All right. Okay, Derby has won the toss and defer to the second half. Salina South over receiving. Starts the game defending the south end zone. I'm going to try to wait till after the band's done to try to talk, folks. Because South's band is all the way up to the top. So I believe they're over 100 strong this year. And my unofficial spotter, Mr. Founce, is here tonight, wearing his Royals t-shirt. And I wonder if Mr. Founce is going to be spotting for me again tonight. He can't hear me. It started off real slow, and we should be going to Houston 2-0, not 1-1. Our starting pitching's got to hold up, and we've got to start swinging some bats.
Kicking off for the Panthers is number 12, Jacob Mater. Back deep for the Cougars, number 43, Sam Corona. Also number 15, Dylan Becker.
And I don't believe that Derby's going to kick deep, because I saw him practicing for the game and he wasn't kicking it deep. But then again, he just might have been doing that. But not by the way he's got the ball teed up on the tee. It's not kind of deep to the 14. Oh, the Addis team. He's going to cape up on the 25. He was just one guy away from breaking it.
Making the stop for the Panthers is number 23, Trenton Allen.
That's Sam Corona.
First and 10 South. Ball at their own 28-yard line. At quarterback for the Cougars, number 12, Jacob Yarowitz.
All right, I think Mr. Yarowitz might be the difference tonight. He's looking to throw out, and it's caught, and there's also a flag.
Pass complete to number 15, Dylan Becker. There is a penalty marker on the play.
I think it's defensive pass interference, which I think they will. I don't think it's added on at the end of the catch and carry.
Holding by the defense, number 21. Penalty decline.
That is decline.
First down.
First down to just outside the 40-yard line. And that's what South really needs to do. This is not a real big defense, especially a real big defensive front. It's a very mobile defensive front seven. Sam Corona on the carry is going to lose about half a yard. 47 is their best defender for Derby.
Making the initial stop for the Panthers is number 32.
I think he plays offense as well.
No gain, second down 10, 40-yard line.
Now they got him as a defensive lineman, Peerless Walker, 6 foot, 240-pound junior, and the pass is overthrown.
Pass incomplete, intended receiver number 18, and Jacob Marcotte.
So we see that South has come out and they're not afraid to attack and throw the ball.
Fourth down 10, 40-yard line.
It's a play action. He's got room to run for first down. And he's going to be down inside the 25. Down to the 23. He's going to be short of the 23. They had a rush on him. He stepped up, but then he also had some inside pressure. The guy got a kind of hand on him, but not enough to control him. Then he took off and they had plenty of room. And that moves the chains down to the 23. It's a quick hitter to the fullback. He's going to take it down inside, just inside the 20. Damaj Smith, he's the junior 5'10", 229-pound running back and defensive lineman.
Gain of 3 on the play, second down 7, all at the 20-yard line.
This is a quick pitch to D'Angelo, and he's going to be tackled for a loss. And the ball was there, and I think he just took his eyes off the ball, folks.
Making the stop of the Panthers, number 21, Demir Smith.
And he didn't watch the ball over to his hands. He was looking to see where the defense was instead of watching it all the way into his hands.
Third down 15, 28-yard line.
A rollout to the right. That's going to be enough for a first down.
Pass complete to number 18,
Jacob Marcotte all the way down to the 10-yard line. It was a comeback. He ran about 3 or 4 yards past the line, the first down marker, then came back about a yard. It was a rollout to his side.
The Panthers is number 26, Tanner Igo.
An accurate throw, and you got a first down and goal to go from the 10. That power lead was, I think it's to Sam. He's going to take it down inside the 6.
Ball carrier number 43, Sam Corona.
Yep, Sam Corona. He also plays linebacker for South. We had officials talking to the South guys.
Face pass by the defense. That's a flag on the penalty. The award, half position.
So it's half the distance.
Correction, first down.
That's what I thought. It's an automatic first down. That takes it down to the 3.
First and goal, Cougars, 3-yard line.
Touchdown.
Touchdown,
Mr. Fernando Avila Castro's on for the extra point. And the holder muffed the snap, muffed the hold.
extra point attempt is no good.
It was a little bit low, but he did not clean it clearly. So this point's no good. So with 8:59 on the clock, he got a score. So it's now 6, Derby 0. I could not see who the holder was or the long snapper. All right, well, the band's done playing now. I can start talking again. Now, Coach Sellers told me after last week's game that Mr. Avila Castro can kick it into the end zone. They don't want him to. They want to get down and try to hold him to inside the 20 or inside the 25. Didn't work there. That time they got it up to the 29. It was a deep kick down inside the 5, but it was a little bit more of a line drive instead of a floater that he normally kicks. And if he's going to kick a line drive, he might as well kick it in the end zone so they get no return and get the ball at the 20. Now let's see how South's going to do their defense against this offensive Derby. Now, if you remember from the Derby Central game, this is a big offensive line, but it's a big, mobile, and very good offensive line. And Coach Sellers is using the offense they used 2 years ago or 3 years ago against missed tackle, another missed tackle, and the quarterback keeper. This is the defense they used against Bishop Carroll. 3 down linemen, 3 linebackers. I think they call it the 3 and 3 stack. And their D-backs are going to take the running backs up. It's going to be thrown to the far side of the field. Their defensive backs are going to play them up kind of close, playing man-to-man. They feel that they can play man-to-man with just about anybody out there.
Second down 4, 32-yard line.
I think he's going to be close for the first down.
Number 3, Christian Breedlove. They're going to stop for the Cougars. Number 2, Justin Sullivan. Also number 30, Justin Allen.
What they're trying to do then, I think, if this is the way they're playing it, they want their 3 down linemen to take up as many defensive linemen as they can.
Number 5, Brady Russ.
Allowing the 3 linebackers and the safety, or both safeties, to be able to run in free and come in and make the tackle.
2 yards on the play, second down 8.
what they got to watch out for is not being caught with the safety running up to being to make a tackle, and then the pass goes over the top. It's a quarterback keeper, and there was a hole. And there is another hole, and he's in for the touchdown. All right, well, the quarterback ran 2 long run plays on that drive, and they were right up the middle. So what is happening with this stack is that the linemen who are not engaged in the defensive linemen are getting downfield on those 3 linebackers and locking them up. And that's where the safeties have got to come up and make the play.
By number 5, Brady Russ.
Kick is up and good. So with 7:25 left to go in the first quarter, you got a score of Derby 7, South 6. Let's see if South's offense can answer right back. And while the defense is on the sidelines, the defensive coordinator, Chris Barkley can get with him and talk to him. Our new offensive coordinator this year is the former South quarterback years past, Justin Ebert. He took over for Coach Hooper, who is the head men's basketball coach, and decided he wanted to spend more time to that off-season conditioning. You can work with the team during the off-season in conditioning. I don't know if they can work on drills or anything like that per se as in coaching. I do not know clearly the high school rules, and I just thought I'd have to ask. They kicked it deep last time. You see what they do. Kicking deep again, all the way down inside the 5. Going to cut back. He's not going to make it to the 20. And there, folks, if it's cooked that far, and you know, you might have a return left called. As I said before, the best returnmen, they just take off fast, read a hole, and go. But by running on an angle, and he actually ran into 2 or 3 guys who had gotten downfield quite quickly for Derby. So they're going to start at the 19.
Ball carrier number 3, D'Angelo Turner.
D'Angelo Turner's going to carry it just over the 20 for about a yard pickup.
Taking the stop for the Panthers is number 47, Peerless Walker. Gain of a yard on the play.
And that was the fullback lead play they like to run. There's just a quick throw out to the wide receiver. He's going to pick up about 4 or 5 yards. I can't see. I think he marked it right at just across the 25. And that's where we're going to mark it. They're down 4 from there.
25-yard line.
And I think those quick passes will work because you can pump fake. They tried to get someone to jump. And I think this time they did get someone to jump. Someone did flinch the first time, but this time, second time, they flinched a little more, and that's 5 yards and first down.
Number 53 of the defense, 5-yard penalty results in a first down.
And that tells me they forgot number 1 rule. Watch the ball. You don't go on the count. Don't go on the sound. You go on the ball. So that means they're not watching the football.
Ball at the 30-yard line.
Here's a quick pitch to D'Angelo. He's got the corner. He's still on his feet. He's up over the 35. That's about the 38-yard line.
Gain of 8 on the play, second and a long 2.
You got second and 2.
38-yard line.
That was to the fullback. He's only going to get about a yard.
Ball carrier number 45, and Jaden Miller.
45, Miller. This kid is a freshman. That's why he's not on our roster. I talked to Coach Sellers about this. Kid's a freshman, and Coach Sellers told me after the game that this kid is like a senior in the weight room as a freshman. He's already big and strong. And then another handoff to the fullback. He's going to carry up over the 40.
Ball carrier number 34, Demaj Smith.
Demaj Smith. And he's going to carry it up just short of the 43-yard line.
The Panthers, number 6, Tommy Carter. Gain of 4 on the play. First and 10 Cougars, 43-yard line.
It's a rollout. Are they going to?
Incomplete.
Incomplete, they're going to say.
Receiver number 15, Dylan Becker.
I now don't know if he was incomplete because he couldn't catch it, or when he caught it, he was out of bounds. Because the two officials did look at each other. The backfield judge here in the back, and the judge over on the far sidelines. I think that's the head linesman who runs the chain. The official on this side over here is the lineman. Then you have the umpires right behind the linebackers, and then the referee who's behind the offense. Looking to throw it. Made one guy miss, and some more miss. He's going to carry it up to the 49-yard line. Dylan's going to carry up to the 49.
Making a stop for the Panthers, number 41, Daniel Connor.
You got 3rd down and 4 from there.
Gain of 6 on the play. 3rd down, 4, 49-yard line.
To flip the tight end to the far side. And it's going to do a quick pitch. And he's going to be short. He's going to be short. And that was Sam Corona. Oh, it's D'Angelo Turner. I saw the 3, thought it was Sam Corona. Did not see the 4.
Making a stop for the Panthers, number 12.
And the punt team's going to come on. It means Mr. Jacob Foster will be punting, who I talked to for the game, and he will probably next year be playing baseball. He's got a couple D2 schools looking at him right now, showing interest. I think having a successful senior year for him in baseball will help cement that. He wants to pitch. And that kick is out of bounds. It was a low snap, and he was running forward. And because of it, as he ran forward, did not really get into a good kicking position. And I'm sure the special teams coach is going to talk to him about that. They're going to get the ball at the 33. Was not a good punt. Let's see what the defense is going to do now. There's going to be a flag at the 40. He carried it up to the 43. That's about a 6-yard carry. But I think it's going to be marked back. Either a hold or a hold. And that'd be from the 40. So it'll be marked off from the 40.
Holding number 2 of the offense. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Replay first down.
Now take it down to the 30. Mark it inside the 30. He's quarterback keeper again. And he's not going to get much. He's only going to get a yard on the play. He's looking to throw it. Now he's keeping it. He's still not going to get much. He's not going to get back to the original line of scrimmage. All right, okay, it was second down. Now it's going to be third down. Be third down in about 13. They're looking for the play call. They switch. He's looking to throw it. And it was tipped by the safety. And that was tipped by Justin Allen, the senior 5'9", 134 linebacker, they say. They might be having him play back into safety position where Mr. Cole Calvert usually plays. But that was a good series by the South defense. It helped that there was a 10-yard penalty called on Derby. High kick, not a real long kick, but it's high. Sam's going to catch it. And they're going to start off at the, it looks like about the 33-yard line. And I see that Mr. Fonts is more being a dad tonight than a spotter for me. He's got the kids here tonight, but his lovely wife's not with him. She must be at home where it's warm. Has to go to
First and 10, Cougars, 33-yard line.
Nice hole, nice hole, nice hole. Oh, if he could have got past him.
Ball carrier number 43.
The one man that was out here had been locked up by Mr. Marcotte, the wide receiver, and that might have gone quite a ways. He picked up 3. He's looking to throw it. Oh, there's going to be the flag because he was tackled by the defender before the ball ever got there. That's 15 yards and automatic first down.
Penalty marker on the field.
Pass interference by the defense, number 17. That's a 15-yard penalty. Result of the play, first down.
That's 15 yards. From the line of scrimmage, he's already 3 yards down. And South's got the ball right now at Derby's 49. Need to take this down the field and put it in the end zone. Play action. He got him. And it's caught. It was underthrown. Dylan Becker. And they're going to mark it down. Kind of in between the 19 and the 20. But Dylan had to adjust back to it. If he had let him, he probably would have scored. Because he was open. Here's that lead again. Breaking tackles, still breaking tackles. He's going to be down inside the 15.
Ball carrier number 43, Sam Corona.
That's going to be just not quite 5 yards on the carry. They should have had him for about a yard or two loss. but he made people miss, broke some tackles. And folks, that's where he did that on his own, or what they call yak, yards after contact.
15-yard line.
That was some tough running by Mr. Corona. Sam again, fullback, let the fullback lead, and he's going to be down inside the 10. That's going to be a first down, and goal to go from there, about the 8-yard line. Sam might not have the overall speed as D'Angelo has, but what he's got is he's quick and he's shifty. So now they got two fullbacks. Watch him throw it. Sam's breaking. He's going to get down to about the 3-yard line. That's a pickup 5 yards. They had the two fullbacks, and that's just what they call a power lead. Well, that's going to be the end of the first quarter. With South knocking on Derby's door. And a score of Derby 7, South 6.
Derby 7, South 6. Ladies and gentlemen, stroke is the fourth leading cause of death in the United States.
So folks, I just want to give a shout out, as I promised I would, that South High School will be running a fundraising effort at Papa Murphy's October 14th. If there's a flyer, or you mention your organization's name when you buy any regular price menu, and Papa Murphy's will donate 20% of the purchase to Salina South. And you guys need to watch out, because both South and Central do that throughout the year. And I'd love to see the local establishments helping our schools, because we know funding issues get to be a problem. And I thank God for athletics and for choir and band and forensics, debate, all the different things that the schools run outside of normal school, and that is it gives them a chance to allow the kids to do extracurricular things. And you got plays, you got the musical. As I've said before, my daughter participated in musicals all 4 years. She was there. There's going to be a flag, and it's going to go against us.
Number 32, Alex McGill, is a penalty marker on the field.
We might have holding on us. I don't. Chop block by Derby.
Illegal block below the waist on the defense. That'll be a 4-sack addition. Still second down.
That's a 15-yarder, and that's their second one that they've had where it was marked off half the distance. But it's also an automatic first down, if I remember right.
Second and goal, Cougars.
Oh, they're still saying second.
Ball inside the 3-yard line.
This time they're going to go left side. Sam's going to be down about the 1-yard line.
Number 23, Sam Corona.
They have those two big fullbacks in there, both big, strong kids.
The Panthers, number 21, Demare Sims.
Damaj is a junior, and Mr. Miller, who's not on our football roster, is a freshman. South needs to pound this into the end zone right here. Touchdown. He handed up to one of the upbacks, one of the fullbacks. I believe that was Mr. Damaj Smith who scored that touchdown. And even though they missed the first extra point, they're going to go for the Extra point here and not go for 2.
2-yard touchdown run number 34, Demaj Smith.
Yeah, Demaj Smith. That's a better snap. Kick is up and good.
Extra point good.
So with 10:59 left to go in the second quarter, you got to score. Salina South 13, Derby 7. Now, this might be raising some eyebrows for some people around the state. But for anybody who knows anything about football, follows high school football closely, it's not a surprise. South was expected to have a much better year than what they've had right now, and mostly it's been about because the number of young guys that just really, at first, are not understanding what it takes to play at this level. And both South and Central both had trouble this year with that, and that is getting kids to understand what it takes to play at this level. I'm going to use my clipboard to block out the sound by my mic so I can talk to you while the band is playing. Now last time, Mr. Villa Castro kicked this thing deep and it was on a line drive and they were able to return back to 29. He needs some more height on it. That's a little bit back, all the way back down to the 3. But again, it was on a line drive. And he's carrying it all the way. And he's going to score. He's going to score. Too many missed tackles, but I think we got a penalty.
There is a penalty marker on the field.
Might have a block in the black or a holding. And maybe that's the reason why he got open. Like he did. He's got it marked at the flag at the 35.
During the return, holding number 21 of the receiving team, 10-yard penalty, first down.
And that takes the ball back to inside the 25 and takes 6 points off the board. And maybe that's the reason why he was so open. And he was able to return it. But he's got to get, Mr. Villa Castro has got to get a little more airtime on the kick. Not be so interested kicking it so deep as get airtime, allowing his cover team to get down there. They're looking to throw it. He's under pressure. He's looking to run. And he just threw the ball out of bounds. I see a flag. Something being said to Coach Brandon Clark. I didn't get a chance to talk to him before the game. I'll try to catch him after the game. I enjoy talking to the former K-State wide receiver. Might be a sideline warning.
Intentional grounding by the offense. No eligible receiver in the area. 5-yard penalty. Posted down.
I thought maybe it might be that, but because he threw it, there was nobody even close. But since he was outside the pocket and he threw it past the line of scrimmage, I thought by high school rule might be the issue. But there still has to be a wide receiver, eligible wide receiver within the vicinity. So it's 5 yards and loss of down. So now you got a second down and 15 or 16. Quarterback keeper. He's not going to get much.
Ball carrier is number 5, Brady Rust.
Now their top running back right now has been their quarterback. Again, Garrett Sanders, I believe his first name is Garrett. He's a senior running back. Blew his ACL out 2 weeks ago against Hutch in the fourth quarter. He's going to throw it. throwing deep. Good defense by Mr. Slayton. Mr. Slayton was right there in the trail, and what the wide receiver did not do, and he should have done, was slow up to block himself between the defensive back and the ball, and he did not do that. And now allowing Mr. Slayton to reach right in there and knock the ball away. That was a great playing position by the defensive back, not a great play by the wide receiver. And here's the punt. It's high, but not very deep, and he's going to fair catch it about the 47-yard line. All right, South needs to take advantage of their second stop against Derby, and they need to take this ball and take it down the end zone, go put it in, and take it down the field, and go put this in the end zone. And take time off the clock. You got 9:49 on the clock. They need to take 5-6 minutes or more off the clock. Looking to throw it. He make the first man miss and the second man miss, and now he's out of bounds. Folks, if he had stayed in bounds, that would have been 6 points. Carries it down inside the 40, down to about the 39-yard line. In high school, it's hard to have these long, time-consuming drives because even if he hadn't gone out of bounds, the clock stops to move the chains. Now, that's not what they needed. They did not need a play for a loss.
Carrier number 3, D'Angelo Turner. Making the stop of the Panthers is number 48, Lane Sadler.
Derby had great penetration that time as they tried to run Mr. Turner off to the left side.
Lost the 4 on this play. Second and 14, ball at the 43-yard line.
It's caught.
Pass complete to number 18.
He was signaling to keep the clock going. That's going to go down to the 31. Nice diving catch by Mr. Marcotte. The senior, 6 foot, 181-pound wide receiver and defensive back. And Dylan Becker, the other senior, 6 foot 2, 158-pound wide receiver, defensive back. Both seniors on these wideouts here. It was just a quick hitter to the fullback, and they're going to mark him just a little short. He's going to be about half a yard short. Now he's going to mark him a full yard short. He got back to the line of scrimmage. Well, do you run the double lead? Or hand off to the fullback again. They got the double. I think he's got enough for the first. It's going to be close to where they mark it. It's going to be really close. But I think they're marking him short. They marked him short. And he didn't get it. He did not get it. I think there would have suited him to put Corona in there. And I know they got to give Sam time to breathe because he also plays linebacker. But on that play, I think I would have had Sam with his size. He's bigger than Mr. Turner. There was an initial hole, but not much. Quarterback keeper. And they should have had him way. He's going to get yardage he should not have gotten.
Number 5, Brady Russ.
Again, missed tackles. You gotta keep your head up and you gotta wrap. You just can't try and knock these guys down. You gotta hit, low, wrap, take their legs out so they can't run anymore. They handed it off to the running back. No, the quarterback keeper kept it.
Ball carrier number 5, Brady Rust.
I didn't see who brought him down.
Making the stop for the Cougars is number 30, Justin Allen.
But Mr. Allen made a nice play, but that was enough for a first down. South defense needs to hold right here. 7:23 on the clock and ticking. He's looking to throw it. Again, the defender was there, Mr. Slayton, who got his hand up. And I don't know if he got enough of it to tip it, or enough to interfere with the concentration of the wide receiver. And then the wide receiver did not throw the ball right back at the official was asking for it. Kind of threw it in the general direction, causing that official to turn and talk to him about it. Next time they could call a penalty. Got to jump over here. Wide receiver moved too early.
Hit ball. Full start, number 8 of the offense. 5-yard penalty. Still second down.
That's the 5th penalty on Derby for this half. You're not usually used to seeing that. You got 2nd and 15. All right, guys are still trying to tackle this quarterback high and not having a whole lot of success. You got to tackle people low and take out their legs. Stop any forward momentum.
8 and 5 on the play, 3rd down, 10 at 42-yard line.
He's looking to keep it. 2 missed tackles. 2 missed tackles. More missed tackles. And he's going, no. Too many missed tackles by the defense. And he's going to take it all the way down inside to 5. And that comes down to technique, folks. It really does come down to technique. They give it to the running back, and he's in. Well, South defense held and held and held, and then gave up a nice run, long play, and again, it's coming down to missed tackles. Kick is good, so 6:42 left to go in the second quarter. We've got to score Derby 14, Salina South 13. And I don't have the band making noise right now because they've moved down to go out onto the field. Well, let's see how South responds now. Because last possession, they did not do what they needed to do, was take the ball down. They got it down inside the territory, but then turned it over on downs. They had a 3rd and 1, And on 3rd and 1 and 4th and 1, didn't get a job done. You get the first down.
For the Panthers, number 12, Jacob Mater. Back deep for the Cougars, number 43, Sam Corona. Also number 15, Dylan Becker.
I'd like to have heard what Coach Barkley, the defensive coordinator, was telling to the guys on the sideline. Mostly it's just tackle. Goes in the end zone, the ball will be out on the 20.
Touchback.
All right, got 6:42 on the clock. Still got all your 3 timeouts. You like to see South take this down and score and leave very little time on the clock. Not enough time for Derby to do anything but maybe take a knee.
Cougars, 20-yard line.
Oh, he's just straight out to the Damage, the fullback, who's making people miss. And he's going to carry up over the 30.
Number 34,
He only had one running back in the backfield with him. They'd taken the deep back and split him out wide. And Damage Smith went for 12 yards up to the 32. And he showed some nimbleness there because he actually made a couple people miss. He's looking to throw it. He was open too. He was open. He just overthrew it into the outside. Mr. Marcotte was looking back to the inside. And by the time he spotted the ball, he was not able to make the proper adjustment. But I think he probably would have close been out of bounds in catching it.
Second down 10, 32-yard line.
But he was open. All right, you got the double lead fullback. They're just going to quick pitch it. And Sam broke back. And he's going to carry it over to the 37-yard line, where it'll be 3rd down and 5 from there. And that was actually a nice run because they had cut that play off. All right, this is a big 3rd down here for South. And he's not going to be close to the first down. It's going to be up to the 39. Folks, that was not a good play call, in my opinion. You need him to at least go past the first down marker, then turn around. And they didn't even do that. They did that earlier in the game, did a rollout to the right, had the wide receiver go past the first down marker and then turn around, and they did not do that. And the defensive back were playing up too close for that play to work for a first down play for 5 yards. Caught, and because he lost his balance, be right down at the 32-yard line or 33. Well, let's see what South's defense can do with 4:54 on the clock. Because South had 2 drives in a row stall. One on 4 down, last one on a punt. He's looking to throw it. Missed tackle, another missed tackle. And he's gonna have enough for a first down. And that's what the coaches were yelling to him. I could see it. They were coming up and yelling, tackle, tackle, tackle.
First and 10 Panthers, 29-yard line.
Quarterback keeper, too much room, too much room. There was nobody on the outside at all for South.
Number 5, Brady Russ. Taking things out for the Cougars.
That's his 2 big plays in a row against South's defense.
Allen.
He's keeping it again. He's going to quick pitch it. Missed tackle again. Missed tackle again. More missed tackles. South's defense just is, for somehow, has totally forgot how to tackle the running back. Quarterback keeper, he's score. This drive, they just chewed South's defense up. South needs to get over there and make some adjustments. And it might be just having the guys play better and tackle better. Flag. It's going to be on the defense.
Good ball. Encroachment, number 1 in the defense. That's enforced half the distance. Still do the try.
They're going to do it again. But this time maybe the offense moved.
Prior to the snap, full start. Number 77, offense, 5-yard penalty, reading the try.
That's 6 penalties on Derby for this half. Usually it's what you see on Derby for a whole game. Kick is up and good, so you got, with 4:18 to go on the clock, you got to score on Derby 21, South 13. And here's where the defensive coordinator and the defensive coaches have got to get with their players. And talk to them. Number 1 thing they got to do is clean up the missed tackles. The missed tackles are just terrible. And missed tackles make ball carriers look really good. Well, 4:18 on the clock, 3 timeouts. South's got time to move this ball down to the field and put it in the end zone.
Kicking off for the Panthers is number 12, Jacob Bader. He's the Cougars, number 23, Sam Corona. Number 15, Dylan Becker.
Here's the kick. Sam's going to get about the 7-yard line. He's going to only get back to the 19. Only get back to, again, there was missed blocks up in front. And that's something that went on film. They're going to have to talk to the people about that. If you can't get back to the 20-yard line and that wasn't a real high kick and only went to the 7, that tells me that your guys are missing blocks up front.
First and 10 Cougars, all at their own 18-yard line.
It's a handoff to Mr. Turner.
Carrier number 3, D'Angelo Turner.
He's only going to get a yard.
Giving this off to the Panthers. Number 48, Lane Settler. Gain 1 on the play. Second and 9. 19-yard line.
They're bringing out Mr. Damaj Smith. Came in with another wide receiver. 2 tight ends. And he's going to be tackled and fumbled. And it's going to be Derby's ball. Again, that play either was not a good call because that guy came in from the left side of the defensive line. He came in.
The forward pass was incomplete. Intentional grounding. Salina South.
Oh, intentional grounding, so it wasn't a fumble. So it'll be a 5-yard penalty, lost it down. But that defender came in totally untouched.
Intentional grounding. Salina South. 5-yard penalty from the front of the throw. Lost it down. Third down.
So it's a 5-yard penalty, but it's from the loss of the throw, so you got more than 5 yards. And lost it down.
23, ball at the 5-yard line.
And that's, he will carry it up to the original line of scrimmage.
Number 34, Devon Smith.
Derby's going to call a timeout.
Timeout. Derby. That's their first timeout of the half.
Well, we have 3:12 on the clock. South started off strong, but they seem to have faded here in the second quarter. And the last thing they need is Derby come down and score and put a bigger lead out on the board before halftime. They've got 2 people back for the return. Well, that's a better kick. Back all the way back to the 45. And he's going to score. He's going to score. Just like that. They did not cover this kick very well at all. And when they are trying to make a tackle, they're trying to tackle up high. And you just can't do that. Not against a team like Derby. I told you, started the game, they had to play a mistake-free game. And they're not doing it. Kick is good with 2:56 left to go in the second quarter. Excuse me, you got a score of Derby 28, South 13. And if I remember correctly, I think we came into this quarter either up 13-7 or down. Yeah, we were up 13-7. Since then, South with the ball has done nothing. And Derby has scored and just scored on a punt return. They had a kick return for a touchdown that was called back. So that could have been 2 special team scores for Derby in this game. And yet it comes down people not filling in their lane and they're not tackling. It'd be very interesting to see what Coach Sellers has to say at halftime. I might have to ask him in the game.
Kicking off for the Panthers, number 12, Jacob Mayer. Back in for the Cougars, number 43.
But whatever fire that was in South's belly, they seem to have lost it. They need to get it back. Maybe a kick return here would help them. But Derby's playing with fire right now and South isn't. Onside kick, that's not going to go anywhere. Now that young man shouldn't even have fell on it. You don't have to fall on it. It didn't go 10 yards. And that's Spencer Cook, a senior, 6'2", 175-pound wide receiver linebacker. You don't even have to fall on it, folks. If it doesn't go 10 yards, it's down right there. So South will start on Derby's 47-yard line. 2:56. 3 timeouts. They got time to go put this in and make this back to being a one-score game. The wide receiver was grabbed as he turned to come to the inside, and no flag. They've had wide receivers open. Some they've been able to hit on, others they haven't.
Second down, 10, 47-yard line.
I think you need to throw it. And they just hit with a quick to the fullback, the only up back that they had back there. Not going to take down the 45. It's only a pickup of 2 yards.
Derby, that's their second timeout of the half.
And Derby called their second timeout of the half. And of course, that incomplete pass on the first down play stopped the clock. So that means Derby still has a timeout to burn. But South just needs to get a first down here. And they need to take this down and put this in the end zone.
Third down 8, 45-yard line.
That wasn't a very well thrown pass. He did not have his feet set, and he was facing a rush right in front of him. I think we got holding on South. Holding South. Will Derby elect to take it or not? And I saw that holding, and the left tackle was trying to hold this guy.
Number 86 of the offense.
Nope, tight end.
Decline, fourth down.
And that's Trace Kochever.
Fourth down for the Cougars, formation number 82, David Foster. Back deep for the Panthers, number 26, Tanner Igo.
Now this time they've got one guy deep, but they're not rushing it like they did last time. They're trying to hold it for a return. They're going to kick it away from him. And it's going to go out of bounds inside the 15. Looks like about the 13-yard line. Well, that's what they did. They kicked it away from him. But now they've got a tackle.
Derby takes over first and 10, ball at their own 13-yard line.
Hand off to the running back who's going to slip. He's going to get about a yard or so.
Ball carrier number 3, Christian Breedlove.
Yeah, 2:21 and counting. No, folks, we do not have the 2-minute warning, so it's going to keep on going.
And a yard, second and 9 on the 14-yard line.
Matter of fact, the wide receiver, Mr. Slate, was in perfect position. Mr. Tabor, the wide receiver for Derby, had to try to go up over the top and tip it to himself, which didn't work. So that's third down and 8. 2:03 on the clock.
Third down and 9, ball at the 15-yard line.
It's either a short 9, a long 8. Yep, wide receiver moved again.
Prior to the snap, full start, number 8, offense, 5-yard penalty.
That's his second one.
Before the timeout was called by Derby, that's their final timeout of the half.
Oh, they had called timeout. So that's their final timeout. So if they're any intention of trying to score on this drive, they're going to have to use first down to top the chain, or the ball carrier, wide receiver, whomever can get out of bounds to stop the clock. If not, that would have been another 5-yard penalty, and that
Third down 9, 15-yard line.
would put the ball right about the 10-yard line if they had not called that timeout. He's looking to throw it, and he had kind of a step on Mr. Slayton.
Receiver number 8, Kenyon Tabor.
Nowhere close. Now, you got 158, and they're going to be kicking the ball from their 15-yard line. If you could get Sam Corona free for a nice return.
That brings up fourth down for the Panthers. And punt formation number 12.
Again, South has all 3 of their timeouts.
Number 43, Sam Corona.
Now, when you like to see a bad snap go over his head. High, but not very deep. And it's going to go out of bounds. Only about a 31, 32-yard punt, I think. All right, they need to punch this in the end zone and leave about time enough for Derby to do one kneel down.
First and 10 for the Cougars, following the Derby. 27th line.
Now he's back in the shotgun. He's going to run it. He's going to get out of bounds. He's going to get out of bounds. I think he got back to the original line of scrimmage. Maybe lost about half, or the one guy he had out here was covered. Jacob was looking for him. I think he would have been better just still maybe laying that out there for him to fight the defender for. That's D'Angelo. And he's going to get out of bounds. Oh, they're marked him down inbounds. South has called time in.
To number 3, D'Angelo Turner. Getting the top of the Panthers, number 26, Tanner Igo. And the marker on the field.
Hold South. Not what they needed.
Holding. 77 in the offense. Getting our penalty. Second down.
That's Jacob Morrill, a junior 6'2", 224-pound defensive lineman. I think that's the third Jacob we have on this team. No.
Second down 20 on the 43-yard line.
4 Jacobs on this team. And he's going to be sacked. They blitzed. We didn't pick it up. South's offenses, after their first 2 touchdowns, have not done anything. They've moved it a couple times, but then shoot themselves in the foot. Move it, shoot themselves in the foot. And Coach Sellers and I talked about this before the game. The one thing they could ill afford to do against a team like Derby. At one time, this game was 14-13. Now it's 28-13.
Timeout. Cougars.
All right, South let that ball clock timeout run down. To where the backfield judge was starting his 5-second count and then called a timeout. They've had some long pass plays. And they've had some pass plays where the ball was not properly thrown, or we would have had a couple more completions. Mr. Yarowitz and the wide receivers really need to connect here, if not to get a first down, but to move the ball further down the field so when they have to punt, they're in a much better position to do so. And he's just going to get over the 40-yard line.
Number 3, D'Angelo Turner.
They were hoping to get more on that, but this defense for Derby's not a big defense. It's built on speed. It's not built on size in the front 7. It's built on speed. So running side to side is not going to really work against this defense. They really need to take the ball and start attacking through the air. You got the 2 great wideouts, Becker and Marcotte, and they got 2 good tight ends in Foster and Kochever.
Timeout. Salina South. That's our second timeout.
And they did that with 1 second on the clock.
There's 1 second.
Which means they were close to getting the 5-yard penalty thrown on them. So all they're going to have to do is just take a knee, take a snap, take a knee. That's all they have to do. And get into the locker room and figure out what they got to do. But the number one thing on defense, tackle. No more missed tackles. Number one thing on offense, play a clean game. No more of these mental mistakes.
down 22 while at the 40-yard line.
What a hit. DeMond Smith just ran that linebacker or safety. He just ran him over. But folks, that's halftime with Derby 28, Salina South 13. And I will see you at the Maori Clinic halftime show. Welcome to the Maori Clinic halftime show. We're sitting at a score of Derby 28, South 13. And when we started the second quarter, if I remember correctly, the score was 14-13. It might have been 13-7, because I do believe that I think Derby scored 3 times in the second quarter. As I stated before the game in the pregame show and then during that first quarter, I said it's going to come down to whichever team played the cleanest. Now, Derby is sitting on 6 penalties. Usually that's what they get for a game. South's on 3. There's no turnovers, but it's been the mental mistakes hurting South. Missed blocks, and especially on defense and on special teams. Missed tackles. Derby had a kickoff return for a touchdown called back for holding, but they also had a punt return for a touchdown that was good. You just can't do that against a team like this against Derby. You've got to tackle. When you get your hands on the man, you've got to hold on, and you got to quit trying to tackle these guys high. You got to get them low, take their legs out from underneath them, where they can stop driving. Again, it's been missed tackle after missed tackle after missed tackle. And offense has been a missed block here, a drop pass here. And it's like South played with fire for that first quarter. And then somewhere in that first part of that second quarter, the fire seemed to go out of South. That's where Coach Sellers and teams got to get in that locker room and get them turned around. They're still in this game. Yeah, they're down by 15 points. That's 2 touchdowns. And a kicked extra point, a 2-point conversion tie game. South can do this, but they got to clean it up. Derby, they played a little rugged first in the first quarter. They got that straightened out. So, again, I like to be on a fly on the wall in the South locker room to hear what Coach Sellers and the other coaches have to say, but I know what they're going to say. Clean it up, and we're in this game. Again, a score of 28 for Derby, 13 for Salina South. Thank you for watching the Maori Clinic halftime show. We'll see you at the start of the second half, excuse me.
Picture this. Pen pinched in a fingertip grip pressed poignantly upon a page. Inscription initiates. Emotion, knowledge, bounties of thoughts locked into eloquent waves of font, but that's not all we've got. When words escape from the page, poetic prose is froze this way, composed this way, exposed this way. Matter of fact, we need a TV episode just to show this way. Better yet, let's commence a season of 6 with the local station's aid that will supply opportunities key. Local, community, expression, access television, you and me TV.
Welcome to the start of the second half of Salina Access TV Friday Night Football. And we are halftime with a score of Derby 28, Salina South 13. This was a very good game in the first quarter. Went totally Derby's way in the second quarter. And it wasn't because of turnovers or penalties, it was all because of bad execution by South, of both offense and defense. Missed tackles has just really hurt South. And those are fixable situations. A missed block here, a missed tackle, a drop pass. Again, totally things that can be taken care of. South needs to come back out with some fire now. That's where the senior leadership really needs to step up and say, let's turn this thing back around. So let's see. South came into this game at 3-2. Derby came into this game at 4-1. And next week starts district play. And you really want to roll into district play with some momentum. Now, granted, Derby's a 6A school, and they're ranked 6A. Their only loss being to Mill Valley, and I was told that was a very good game. And I'll say it a third time, very good game. They did beat Hutch. Well, they lost their starting running back in that game for the year. But this team is so big, so deep. It's kind of like you just reload. It's the old mantra, next man up. And South will kick off, start the second half. Kicked it high. This is a little bit higher now. Kicked right about the 10. Another hole. We got the ball up to about the 35-yard line.
By number 7, Jamel Ray. Making the stop for the Cougars is number 2, Justin Sullivan.
You'd like to hold them inside the 25. You'd love it if it's inside the 20.
First and 10 Panthers, ball at their own 36-yard line.
Quarterback keeper. Missed tackle. He's got enough for a first down. And he missed a tackle because he dropped his head. And when you drop your head, you lose sight of the running back.
Panthers, 48-yard line.
It's a quick pitch out to the outside, and there was nobody there.
Ball carrier number 3, Christian Greenlow. Making the stop for the Cougars is number 1.
And I think he's going to have enough for a first down. First down. All right. 2 long plays. Missed tackles. He's looking to throw it. Oh, he was wide open. Wide open. Nobody was with him. Logan Goebel is the one who had initial coverage. And let him go. We have an injured Cougar on the sideline. Did not see who that is, didn't get a number. I know it's in teens. Let's see if I can see who it is. He's going to run it. Missed tackles again. Wow, they had 2 guys there, could have had him for a loss, and they missed the tackle. And that immediately elicited a yell from Chris Barkley. And here's the quick pitch. And the Cougar that was hurt is Dylan Becker, who's the senior wide receiver defensive back, and they need him as a wide receiver. And it looked like he was holding a hand or an arm. It could be a shoulder, you don't know, but it's quarterback keeper, and he's in. Ran right through the defense. There was nothing. Ran through them, around them. And that was not a good defensive series by South. Again, missed tackles. Kick is no good. Wide left. So 10:43, you got a score of Derby 34, South 13, so that will match South's missed extra point. But South's offense has got to start doing something. But even if South scores on every series, their defense has got to start playing like they did in the first quarter. They forced Derby into 2 drives that ended in punts. They need to do that again. They need to get back and get aggressive, get up, fill their gap assignment. Now this defense that they're playing tonight is designed to work against this offense, which is the same offense Bishop Carroll ran, and that's who they've designed it to stop. They've had mixed success with this defense against Bishop Carroll. It's worked some games, hasn't worked others. But all defenses, no matter how well they might be designed, still have to have players who can get out and get the job done. There's an old saying, you don't take a quarter-mile horse and put him behind a plow, or take a plow horse and put him in a quarter-mile race. Caught it about the 9. And he's going to carry it up over the 20.
Return number 43, Sam Corona.
So South will start over at their 23 on the Sam Corona return. And let's see what they can do.
Cougars take over 1st and 10. All at their own 23-yard line.
Ooh, that was D'Angelo Turner. Is going to take all the way up to the 35.
D'Angelo Turner.
He was 1 block away of taking that to the house, folks.
Making the stop for the Panthers, number 32, Alex McGill. Gain of 12 on the play.
As I said in the first half and in the pregame show, this is not a big Derby defense. This Derby defense is strong, but it's fast, it's mobile. And if you got a, there he is again. He's going to carry up over the 45. And he's slow getting up.
Making the stop for the Panthers, number 47, Fearless Walker.
Well, since time was called, he's got to come to the sideline, at least for a play. A little bit of a gimp there in his right leg. He's got to sit out a play.
Gain of 10 on the play. 1st and 10 Cougars, 45-yard line.
Okay, 2 straight plays of 10 yards. South needs to have seen something that they talked about at halftime. There's Sam. He's going to carry for 2 yards up to the 47.
Ball carrier number 43, Sam Corona. Making the stop for the Panthers. Number 26, Tanner Tygo.
Yeah, they're going to mark it about 1.5 yards.
Gain of a short 2 on the play. 2nd down 8. 47-yard line.
It's a reverse with Dillon. I don't think they're going to catch him. They're going to mark him down at the 1 yard line. Going to mark him down at the 1 yard line. And that's a good call. I can see it from here.
Dylan Becker.
That was a nice goal. They are so aggressive and so fast that the way you hurt fast defenses
First and goal, Cougars.
is with
1 yard line.
misdirection. Go one way and take the play back the other. I think that's going to be about
Carrier number 34, Tomas Smith.
Demar Smith going to carry it, maybe move it about the length of a football.
The initial stop for the Panthers, number 6, Tommy Carter. No gain on the play. Second and goal, 1 yard line.
South needs to punch us in right here. Quarterback sneak. He's going to be marked short.
Well, Jacob Yarkowitz.
They're not getting any push against this smaller defensive line. And when you're taught like this, you're taught to submarine and take the line, offensive lineman off his feet and just make a pile right there at the line of scrimmage, allowing your linebackers and safeties to come up over the top and make the tackle. He says that they taught us how to do it back when I played. Especially when you go up against someone who's bigger than you. Submarine them, take them out. Touchdown.
Touchdown, Cougar!
I think they went between the guard and the left tackle.
1 yard touchdown run, number 44, Tomas Smith.
Well, South offense did what it needed to do. They took the ball down and they scored. With a nifty kick is up and good.
Good by number 40, Fernando.
So with 7:27 left to go in the third quarter, you got to score Derby 34, South 20. South's offense did their part. Now South's defense got to do theirs. Well, we had a halftime score of Hutch 14, Central 0, and Central took a hit last week with the loss of Dylan Witzel, their wingback, who's a threat, not just to throw it, but since he was also a quarterback, he can stop and not as a threat running, but as a quarterback, he can also throw it. So you had the three-headed monster of Peters, Winslow, and Bella Reeve, the quarterback. And as I was talking to people for the game, if I'm playing Central, I'm going to concentrate and stop Dalton Peters, which is extremely hard to do. There's the kick. We catch it down inside the 5. And this time they got him at about the 26-yard line. But if I'm playing Central now, I'm gonna make Bella Reeve beat me. But that's based if you can stop Dalton. Well, that's a headache all in itself. So. Well, if the schedule is right, and let me look here in the program. The next game would be, which has been in the past.
First and 10 Panthers, 28-yard line.
Quick hit, the defender fell down. Moore missed too much. That's going to be a first down.
Kenyon Tabor. Making the stop for the Cougars is number 74, Anthony Moreno. Gain of 10 on the play. First and 10 Panthers, 38-yard line.
It's a handoff to the running back. Still. Okay. Yeah. Salina Central, next game here. No, South would be the away team. Then Newton, Great Men.
Making his stop for the Cougars, number 2, Justin Sullivan. 8 and 4, 2nd and 6, 42-yard line.
Is that straight up the middle, running back. Yeah, they're going to horse tackle. They're going to horse collar. That's what they're going to call. They're going to add penalty onto the end of that. And they came up with that rule to try to prevent kids getting hurt.
Personal foul, horse collar tackle, up by the defense. That'll be enforced half the distance, first down.
And there was just no one there up the middle for South's defense. Absolutely nobody. Somebody got out of their gap.
First and goal for the Panthers, on the 8-yard line.
Quick pitch. It's going to be marked out near the goal line.
Number 3,
Derby man down over on the far side. I mean, he's way out of bounds. And I don't know if it was the running back over there or maybe someone blocking for him. I did not see who that was. He's up on his feet and walking. Maybe he just got the wind knocked out of him. Now they got to go back out. Usually if it's going to be extended, they let the teams come over to the sidelines. South could use a stop. That wasn't it. Touchdown. I know this defense has worked at times against the teams that was designed to work against, or against this type of offense. I just have never liked 3 down linemen. That's why I will never like the 3-4. Kick is up and good, so 6:21 to go. In the third quarter, you got a score of Derby 41, South 20. Well, South's defense has got to get it together. They've got to start playing with some fire. And that's where your senior leadership has got to step up and start motivating guys. And lead by example on the field. Well, that's the South student body singing the national anthem. Derby's already tried one onside kick that didn't work. Now they're kicking it deep. He's going to go into the end zone. Immediate touchback, and you got a flag right about the 29, 30-yard line where a South player and a Derby player were getting involved. Looks like it's going to go against South.
During the kickoff, there was a block along the way. Number 30 of the receiving team. That'll be penalized 10 yards. First down.
That's Justin Allen, the senior 5'9", 134-pound running back linebacker. That's half the distance. That's their second 15-yarder.
Cougars start first and 10. Ball at the 10-yard line.
I don't even think Sam's going to get back to the line of scrimmage. He didn't. Derby's made some adjustments to close up that middle. They got blitzed on some long runs in the first drive in the second half by South on their last series. Derby's done something different to clog that middle back up. And that's where South has got to make this adjustment.
Now second down 12. Ball at the 8-yard line.
I think you got a good throwing running back. Oh, they threw everybody out. It was underthrown. But Dillon's got to be a little bit smarter, and I'm going to say he's got to be a little bit smarter. He's got to hold up, put himself between the ball and the defender, and so he can catch it down in front of him. And it doesn't matter if you're tackling. You're still going to have a long play for a first down. But instead, you have an incomplete, and you're back down to being third and long. And that's what I thought. They had 4 wide receivers split left, 1 right, and they came back to the right side. And that's incomplete. And it wouldn't have been too close to a first down. He would have been about 5 yards short of the first down. Again, questionable play call by South. They got to get a little bit better on this play calling. We got a new offensive coordinator this year.
That brings up fourth down for the Cougars in formation. 82, Jacob Foster. Back lead for the Panthers. Number 7, Jamal Ray. Also number 26, Tanner Igo.
Nice high kick. It's going to sail out of bounds, so it's not going to get a whole lot of yardage. I'm going to tell you right now, it's not going to get a whole lot of yardage. I'm going to mark it out to 40. That's a 32-yard kick. Nice and high, where if he had kept that a little bit more fair, he would have been out by about the 50. He's looking to throw it. He had 1 arm on it. That's all he could get. Mr. Slayton was with him all the way.
Keegan Taylor in coverage. For the Cougars,
We could use a turnover here. Maybe a pick six. We're down 21 points. We need something to get some momentum going our way, especially against their offense. Quarterback keeper. He's got 2 marks because there's nobody on. When you have 3 down linemen, you have nobody on the outside. So the corner's just giving up. And when you're running a pass play and the 3 linebackers are dropping back, there's no one up there to get the corner and shut that corner down.
Gain of 8 yards on the play. Third down to 32-yard line.
And I do not like this defense. Quarterback keeper, he's got a first down and he got to the corner again with no problem. And it's going to happen every time when you only got 3 defensive linemen. Because the next 3 guys are 3 to 4 yards off the line of scrimmage. And there's no one there on the outside corner.
First and 10 Panthers. Ball at the 16-yard line.
Quarterback keeper, again, nobody there. And he's going to mark short, but he still carried people. And there's just nobody there. There's just nobody there on the outside.
Making things out for the Cougars. Number 74, Anthony Moreno. First and goal, Panthers.
And I just can't say that enough.
Prior to the snap, full start, number 82 of the offense. 5-yard penalty, still first down.
Now move it back to the 6-yard line. South's going to do something to win this game, and it has to happen right here. It really does. They're down 21 points. They don't need to go down 28. He's looking to throw. Nobody there. He's throwing to the inside wide receiver, who's cutting across the middle. And I don't even think he was expecting it. That's an incomplete pass. Second down and goal to go from the 6.
Second down and goal, 6-yard line.
I like the play call. It just wasn't very well executed by Derby. I don't know if South faked the blitz or not. Be a run blitz. Touchdown, because again, nobody, absolutely nobody on the outside. Nobody on the outside. And I just saw a junior go up to a senior and ask him
6-yard touchdown run.
why he wasn't there on that play.
Ray.
Kick is up and good. With 3:56 to go in the third quarter, you got a score of Derby 48, South 20. Now this is a score people around the state were predicting. And until South learns how to play a game, a full game, not just one quarter of good football, then it's the way it's going to be. We've got 6A teams in this league, Hutch and Derby, and you're going to play them every year. So get used to it. But there's a difference between believing you can beat someone and going out and executing it. And when that team then ups their game, you got to be able to up your game too. And if they up it again, you got to be up again. You got to answer back. Counter punch to counter punch. And South did not do that.
Leading off for the Panthers, number 12, Jacob Maynard.
This time it's high and it's not going to be as deep. Caught out to about the 14. And if he had had a block or two,
Kickoff return by number 43, Sam Corona.
because they had the way, but they had no second level. It was all one line. If he could have got one or two blocks, he would have been off to the races. But as is, they will start the 23. And the South Band is getting prepared for their light show. Kids putting lights all over themselves, glow-in-the-dark sticks taped to themselves. Double lead with D'Angelo. And you're just not going to do well on the outside against this team. You only picked up a yard. And plus you ran to the short side of the field. The way you do beat this team is you got to wear them out by going them side to side, but you do it by quick throws. There's a fake quick throw, and he's going to get a yard. All right, went from 1st and 10 to 2nd and 9. Now you're 3rd and 8. This is not moving the ball, folks.
No gain on the play, 3rd down 8, 25-yard line.
And he's going to be tackled for a loss. They came with a blitz, even though South kept extra guys in to pass protect. Pass protection was not there, and he actually turned into the man who was blitzing from the outside. He's going to catch it and fumble it at the 50. Missed tackle, and he's going to score. It'll be the 2nd punt return for a touchdown. Again, missed tackles. You just can't do that. It's very easy for people to say this is not a good South team, but I don't think that's the issue. This is not the issue. The issue is I don't know if it's because they're not playing well or it's a coaching issue.
Good ball. Full start number 7 on the offense. 5-yard penalty. Still do the drive.
Because in the end run, when teams don't play to their capability, the coaches are the first ones they look at. And it might not be so much as in coaching as in X's and O's. It might be coaching as in the mental aspect of the game. Getting kids fired up, getting them re-fired up, keeping them fired up. Now, I say that with this caveat. I'm a fan of Sam Sellers and Mike Hall at Central. Kicks up and good.
Extra point good by number 12.
With a 1:25 left to go on the third quarter, you got a score of Derby 56, South 20. It was 28-13 at halftime, folks. Derby scored 28 points in this quarter alone. Well, right now there's no question who's the better team. The question is, how really good is South? They're going to go into district play next week at home, being the away team to Central at 3-3. Because I'm sorry, I don't see any way South's going to pull this out unless a miracle happens. But there has to be reasons for this. And sometimes you have teams that have great senior leadership, and then you have teams that don't have great senior leadership. I've played ball, I've coached it, and I've had kids play it.
Kicking off for the Panthers, number 12, Jacob Minger.
But 2 punt returns for touchdowns, plus they had a kickoff return for touchdowns called back on a penalty. That tells me special teams has got to be looked at. It bounced. And you cannot run lateral against a team this fast. Oh boy, I like a broken record. You cannot. You got to take it upfield, get what you can. They got the ball on their 18. That was a double lead. That they had penetration from the backside of the defense. And he's actually going to lose a yard. This series is going to tell me a lot about where South's head is right now. Tell me if they still have some fire in them or not. If they're still fighting or if inside they've quit. Just a quick hitter with the fullback. He's going to carry it up over the 21. Going to be a 4-yard pickup, but it's going to be 3rd down and 7. They're not even trying to throw the ball. You're down by 36 points. 35 points, excuse me. 55-20. And you're still running it. And you're going to have to punt the ball. All right, I'm putting that on the coaches. They didn't call one pass play.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of the third quarter. Derby 55, Salina South 20.
They didn't call one pass play, and they're down by 35 points. And I don't know if that's so much the fire's out of the players or the fire's out of the coach. And why? Sorry, folks, I'm a little bit frustrated. I've been that way before. You guys have heard me. I'm going to call it the way I see it. The way I see it. That was more on the coaches. 3 run plays, and you're down 35 points. That's not even conservative.
Fourth down for the Cougars in punt formation. Number 82, Jacob Foster.
Especially since you've already given up 2 punt returns for touchdowns. And he was going to make sure that was not returned because he kicked that out of bounds. And they're going to start the ball where? Go mark it out the 49-yard line. And I see all the starters, I think, still back out there. I'm not sure.
First and 10, Derby, 49-yard line.
Quarterback keeper. He's going to only get 2 yards on the play.
Number 10, and Dowdy.
We got the backup quarterback again. Now this series, we will really see where South's head at because now they're going up against the second string offense. And to see if they can stop the second string offense with the first string defense.
Taking the stop for the Cougars, number 2, Justin Salina.
Took him down inside the 45, down to just short of the 44-yard line. They need 3 yards for a first.
Third down 3, 44-yard line.
Yep, South guy jump.
Dead ball. Encroachment. Number 48, out of the defense. 5-yard penalty. Results in the first down.
That's Corey Hilkeman, a senior 6'1", 196-pound defensive lineman. More missed tackles. More missed tackles. This is kind of sad, folks, because this is second string offense in there for Derby. All right, see a combination of first and second string.
First and 10 Panthers, 19-yard line.
Wow, 2 missed tackles.
Ball carrier number 7, Jamel Ray. Making a stop for the Cougars, number 2, Justin Sullivan. Gain of 5 on the play, second down 5, 14-yard line.
This is the handoff.
Ball carrier number
You're going to
7,
keep them more yards.
Ray.
But they had 3 wide receivers split left and only 2 guys out on in coverage. And the quarterback saw that and had the ability to audible. If he had audibled, he had a touchdown right there.
Gain of 2 on the play. Third down 2, 12-yard line.
And after the running back, he's going to have enough for a first down.
Ball carrier number 7, Jamal Ray.
Down inside the 10.
Making a stop for the Cougars, number 30, Justin Allen. First and goal for the Panthers, 6-yard line.
Oh, wow, he just faked out that kid. They're going to hold him up short.
Carrier number 10.
But he faked out the defender who was right there in his face, and there's a flag. And usually that's a frustration penalty.
foul. Number 31 of the defense. Half the distance, still first down. Correction, second down.
That's the second 15-yard penalty against third 15-yard penalty against South in this second half. There's still a little extracurricular activity. Getting close to being after the whistle, where the officials need to get in there and tell those kids to calm down. When you hear the whistle, that's the end of the play.
Loss of a yard, 30 goal, 2-yard line.
Touchdown. It is darted right through untouched.
Touchdown run by number 7, Jamal Ray.
Kick is up and good. So with 8:40 to go in the fourth quarter, you got a score of Derby 62, South 20. Well, that's kind of sad. They played so well the first quarter, and since then, no. And the second half's been even worse. Really very little fire on the south side of the field. Questionable play calling. So I'm sorry, I kind of just don't know what to say. I want to see a South team that just doesn't give up. From the whistle to start the game to the horn that ends the game. It's like the fight has gone out of the South team. Kind of a squib. Nice hit up there. Nice return. Casey Lanou, who's a sophomore, just take it straight up the field. Mason People hit, miss, until he got hammered out of bounds. Now you got the second string defense in. Caught. If he didn't go out of bounds, it's a touchdown. Touchdown.
Touchdown, Cougar.
And I don't know, as we still got 8 minutes and 23 seconds left to go, who I'm going to vote for player of the game. Kick is good. 8:23 left to go. You got a score of Derby 62, South 27. South scored on one play. Again, that was against the second string defense of Derby. All right, Mr. Fernando Villa Castro's got it teed up, does his stepped off, walk away from it, kicking it deep to about the 6-yard line where he's going to be fumbled around and picked up from there. Oh, a nice hole. And that's going to be a penalty. There's going to be 2 penalties. They're going to sing the touchdown, but it's going to be brought back.
Touchdown, Panthers. Multiple flags on the field.
All right, that will be the second kickoff return for a touchdown called back on a penalty. Go along the 2 punt return for touchdowns that were good. Special teams needs work. Special teams needs work. And I don't know who the special teams coordinator is, but that needs work. Going to be marked down to the 22, so that it's a 10-yard. It's going to be a holding or a block in the back.
Panthers, all the 17-yard line.
Incomplete.
Pass incomplete.
Mr. Slayton was right there on the play. And it's Stephen Slayton. His brother has graduated.
Second down and 17-yard line.
The quarterback keeper, and nobody out there on the sideline.
Ball carrier number 10, and Downey.
We're going to mark it down inside the 21.
Justin Allen.
Pick up a 4.
And a 4, third down, 6, 21-yard line.
Yeah, that's like only for the UK too. I'm like super happy.
Throw him behind him. Incomplete.
Number 85, Taylor Dano.
So that's 4th down and 7. Derby will have to punt.
That brings up 4th down for the Panthers in punt formation number 12.
Got one man deep. Sam Corona's deep. They need to watch for a fake. And the reason I'm saying that is good time to run it to practice it. Made first guy miss. He's going to go over the 50. The only thing South could do is score maybe one or two more times to make the game a little bit more respectable. But at one time the score was 55-20. Well, they got the second string offense in now.
Ball carrier number 45, Jaden Miller.
Jaden Miller, the freshman, who's not on the roster.
Top of the Panthers, number 35, Drew Maddox.
I like to see Casey throw it. I want to see what his arm is like. Good run by the upback, following the fullback lead. Show a little quickness there.
Ball carrier number 27, Keaton Cunningham.
Okay, Keaton Cunningham is 5'6", 127 pounds.
Taking the top of the Panthers, number 75.
He's not going to carry a lot of people, but he's quick.
38-yard line.
He is quick. He's a senior. There's the fullback. He just runs people over.
Ball carrier number 45, Jaden Miller.
Like I said earlier in the first half about this young man, Coach Seller says this kid, freshman, is like a senior in the weight room. He's already that strong and built.
First and 10 Cougars.
I don't know how much of it's maybe natural genes or his dad got him into a good workout program early on. Now you saw Mr. Keaton, he's got some speed, but as soon as he hit somebody, he went down. And hit down kind of quick and hard.
Making his stop for the Panthers, number 35, Drew Maddox.
I wish we had a
20-yard line.
junior or sophomore running back that we get in there and get some plays. All right, well,
Number 45, Jaden Miller.
Jaden carries people. And he is a strong kid. They said he just carries people.
Miller. Third down 4, 16-yard line.
Oh, he should have just go ahead and taken that outside.
Carrier number 27, Keaton Cunningham.
He just should have took that outside.
Taking the top of the Panthers, number 23, Trenton Allen.
You got 4th down and 4. And they're going to try a field goal. See, I don't have a problem with that in that this could help you down. It's good.
33-yard field goal, good.
33-yard field goal.
Castro.
So with 3:55 on the clock, you got a score of Derby 62, South 30. Well, I don't. That's going to help you down the road. Know that you got a kid, and that is deep enough that that would have been good from 43. Coach Sellers told me he's got a strong leg on him. I saw a play out there earlier on this series were a sophomore lineman, number 64, Isaac Copes, 5'11", 234, just pancaked this kid. He did a little talking afterwards, I could see it, where his teammates got in there and took him away because that could have ended up being a 15-yard penalty. And when he came over, the coach talked to him, but he manhandled this kid. I mean, he manhandled him and just pancaked him, which tells me he's got some upper body strength. And he's got a little fire in the belly, and I like to see that fire in the belly. I see people who don't like being down and losing and still fighting. Here's a pooch kick up to the up back, and they're going to miss a tackle on him. And that backfired. That backfired. Some more little extracurricular activity after the whistle type thing, and the officials got in there and stopped it real quick.
Number 10, Dowdy.
10's going to carry it down to about the 47-yard line. I think it's a 4-yard pickup.
Gain of 4 on the play, second down 6. Landing south, 47-yard line.
Nope. Wide receiver jump. That's 8 penalties against Derby. That's not normal.
Second down 11 on the 48-yard line.
Quick pitch. More missed tackles. And that's what happens when you drop your head. Guy dances right around you.
Taking things out for the Cougars, number 23, Devin Johnson. No gain on the play, third down 11, 48-yard line.
Finally, there was the inside man for Derby was uncovered. Finally got someone over there and put some coverage on him. Ball is complete.
Pass complete to number 38, Dion Sims.
And this is going against Sal's first team defense, folks. This is the second team offense for Derby. And that tells me the fire is just not in South right now. There's no fire. You're letting a second string offense move the ball against you. He's going to be short of the first.
Ball carrier number 10, and Dowdy.
About 2 yards short of the first.
Making the stop for the Cougars, number 48, Corey Heichelman. Cougars will take over on down.
Well, clock can't tick fast enough for South, even though they got the ball back.
First and 10 Cougars, 43-yard line.
Ooh.
Ball carrier number 27, Keaton Cunningham.
He's just not a big kid. And he's just not going to move the ball once he gets hit. Matter of fact, he loses a yard.
Loss of a yard on the play.
But
Down 11, 42-yard line.
saying that when you are running the option like that, the running back needs to be further out and up. So when he gets the ball, he's not 4 or 5 yards behind the line of scrimmage. So he's going to get back maybe to the original line of scrimmage.
Taking a stop for the Panthers, number 35, Drew Maddox.
And that's going to be the game. That's going to be the game. Well, folks, there it is. Score, Derby 62, South 30. I didn't think I would see this. I thought South had a legitimate chance if they came out and played like they were capable of playing. That did not happen. They did for a quarter, but not for the whole game. And that's why you have that score. And I will see you at the post-game interview with Coach Sellers and the awarding of the most valuable player of the week.
If you would, help everyone out so we can 5, 4, 2, 1.
Welcome to the post-game show with part one with Sam Corona, who is our RE/MAX Advantage Player of the Week. And Sam, I know you're not very happy with this game, the outcome, 62-30, but you played hard from start to finish. And you play tailback. You kind of platoon out with D'Angelo. Yeah. You also played linebacker. You also return punts and kicks. Mm-hmm. Do you deliver the water as well?
I try. No, I wish.
In other words, you're highly dependent upon. And there were times I thought maybe the team had kind of given up a little bit. You talked to me about that before we got on the air, but that you were walking around trying to fire people up. But that wasn't ever a problem with you. You played hard for the whole game.
Well, I was just trying to get everybody going. As soon as we came out of the half, you know, after they scored, we started getting our heads down. And, you know, me and some of the guys trying to get everybody going, and just couldn't get it done.
That's part about being senior leadership, isn't it? You just got to go around because this is your final year. You want to go out a winner, and so you take it to the next level by going and saying, "Come on, guys, we can't quit."
Yeah, it was me and the seniors. We try to get everybody going. I mean, you know, when we were like them, sophomores, juniors, the upperclassmen, the seniors always did that to us. So we try to do that to everybody else. And trying to get everybody going.
In other words, you're trying to show the younger kids how they need to be when they're seniors.
Yeah, I mean, it's just we're all a big family. We try to keep it that way.
It's a teaching process, and did you ever think about that? That's something you'd be doing as a senior.
It came quick. Didn't really think about it, but it came quick. It came up behind me.
All right, you got film tomorrow, and you got to get ready for Central next week, where you will be the visiting team. And your both teams are going to come in at 3-3, but when South and Central get together, throw out the records. It's a dogfight.
It's always a good game against us and Central. I mean, just like you said, no matter what the record is, throw that away. It's always going to be a good game.
Now, you need to get into practice this week and really get kids pumped up, but that probably won't be hard for you to do because it's a Central game.
It always is a Central game. We every time we play Central, we always get that extra spark, and we're ready to go. We're always ready to go against Central.
Well, Sam, thank you for time to talk to us, and Sam Corona is our RE/MAX Advantage Player of the Week, and good luck next week against Central, Sam.
Thank you.
And we'll be back with the interview with Coach Sellers.
The Scene of Saline at SalinaTV.org.
Oh, let's work it now.
The Scene of Saline at SalinaTV.org. The Scene of Saline at SalinaTV.org.
We're going like a
Oh,
Illuminati.
the Scene of Saline at SalinaTV.org. Did you get it?
Welcome back to the post-game show, part two, with Coach Sam Sellers. Sam, as we talked before, I know you're probably very disappointed with the score and the outcome of this game. The way you played in that first quarter, I really thought this was going to be a great game. And then things just kind of fell apart and went downhill from there.
Yeah, I was awfully proud of how we came out, and you know, offensively, we've gotten so much better every week offensively, and there, you know, at times we didn't, you know, quite execute like we needed to, but, you know, Derby's awfully good too. You always hate, you know, complaining about what we did wrong, and you know, it's Derby's awfully good, and they deserve, you know, all the credit in the world. But, you know, I think my biggest disappointment tonight was defense and special teams, and our defense has kind of been what we've leaned on while we kind of got our offense going, and now we're starting to get our offense going, and our defense kind of fell apart there late, but. You know, we're still battling injuries, and you know, the nice thing is that, you know, it's regular season game, and that's over now, and things are you know, getting way more real now going forward, and our kids know that, and there was a very, very disappointed locker room afterwards, and you know, we're just so close, and you know, I think the kids are still convinced of that, and it's just getting back to film now and seeing everything we did wrong. The tackling was real bad tonight, and that's, you know, obviously going into next week against a kid like Peters and McMullen and all those guys that they have. That's a huge concern of ours right now, and it's something that's correctable. But we got to take those steps to get it corrected, and I think our kids will bounce back, and our defense has a lot of pride. Those kids over on that side of the ball, and I think they felt like they kind of let the team down a little bit tonight, and we'll bounce back.
And that's the one thing we had talked about coming over, and I want to talk about was the missed tackling. A lot of tackles high, which don't bring anybody down, and then allow yourself to get dragged. And then second, guys we're trying to go low. We're dropping their head, losing contact, eye contact of the ball carrier, and getting sidestepped and run around. Those things are fixable. But you gave up really 4 touchdowns on special team, 2 kickoffs that were called back on penalties, but 2 punt returns that were good. And again, that's going to probably be film.
Absolutely, and it's completely unacceptable. You played an opponent this caliber, and you give up even one of those, and you're in big trouble. I mean, I can't talk. Statistically speaking, in those games, you give up a punt return, and I couldn't tell you the right percentage, but it's over 80% of the time you're going to lose. And we preach all the time about special teams, and really our coverage units all year have been really good, and man, tonight we were bad, and that's something that must be fixed immediately, or it's really going to bite us down the road.
Well, I thought on the kick returns, he was kicking them deep, but he didn't get the height on the kicks as Mr. Avila Castro has done before. And again, that's maybe getting more up underneath the ball and getting a little more height, because by the time they were catching the ball, your coverage team still was not getting downfield, and those line drive kicks can hurt you.
Absolutely, and it's not just Fernando. It's the entire coverage team too. We were poor all night staying in lanes, and then when we get there, breaking down and making tackles. It kind of goes back to the whole tackling thing. So yeah, we were awful in special teams tonight.
All right, let's get off that subject. Let's get to a better subject both of us like to talk about. That is, district play starts next week. You throw the record out. Forget your both teams come in 3-3. Forget what you've done. It's 0-0. And it's your crosstown rival. And even though it's an away game for you, it's a home game. So it's not going to be really hard to get your kids pumped up, ready to go for this game Friday.
Oh, absolutely not. I think every kid in Salina looks forward to this one, and it's as a coach, it's maybe our jobs is more to kind of keep them toned down a little bit, not over anxious and yeah, we talk. Our kids are fully aware of the first 6 games we preach and preach and preach it. It's all about just getting better every week, and then once you get to game 7. Now things get real, and that's where we need to be playing our best football, and it's a big one. Our kids know that, and the Central kids know that, and it's going to be another classic like it always is. I'd probably lose another few years off my life that night, but it's just an amazing thing, and it's something that our city should be so proud of, the way our kids represent themselves in their schools, and it's always a fun one. Everybody needs to, I think, looks like right now in the forecast, looks like good weather, so we better have a packed stadium next Friday.
And unlike we've seen on TV with other high schools around the country, even though this is a crosstown revival, I'm going to be tongue-tied like you are. We don't see the extracurricular stuff that happens. It's always been a clean-cut, well-fought game on the field up to the whistle.
Yeah, absolutely. I think a big part of that is most of these kids are all friends, and you grow up together. And I grew up here in town, and in Salvation Army played with a bunch of Central guys and had a ton of buddies. You hung out and played basketball together and growing up, and so I think that has a lot to do with it. But I think there's just a ton of respect for both from both schools, and they know that both football programs are awfully good, and it's I think it's just the expectation that this game's always just a great football game, and it always goes down to the wire, and you just hope to at the end when the final whistle horn blows that you got a couple more points than they do. But it's a special thing we have in Salina, and I just hope that and I don't think that this is the case, but don't take it for granted, because it's really neat, the rivalry and how well, like you said, I think both teams respect each other. It's never nasty, and but both teams just play their hearts out, and you always have different kids stepping up and making big plays, and it's just a really cool thing we have.
My last question is that Central lost a key man, Dylan Winslow. We talked about this beforehand. He's gone for the year with an ACL. And I was telling you that if I'm defensive coordinator against Central, my deal is I'm going to try to stop Dalton Peters and make you beat me with Bella Reeve, the quarterback, or with someone else. But that's predicated that you can stop Dalton.
Well, yeah, and Dalton's awfully good, and yes, it's a lot easier for us to sit here and stand here and say that we got to stop Dalton. But they have a heck of an offensive line, and the McMullen kid's a great high school fullback, and they use him in so many different ways. He's such a weapon, and the Bella Reeve kid has kind of gotten thrown in the fire and done a really good job for him. And their offense is awfully tough to stop, and we call it they want to eat your face off, and they come right at you, and obviously Peters is kind of that identity. He's a lot like Cody Busby was for us, that just tough kid that fights for every single yard, every single play, and it's a huge challenge for us defensively, and their defense is playing awfully well. They've gotten kind of like our offense, started off a little bit slow, but have gotten awfully better, and so it's going to be a heck of a matchup.
And when you look at him, he reminds me of Cody. He's not a real big kid, but he just runs a lot harder than you would ever think.
Oh, he's amazing, honestly, and I think he's got that wrestling mentality. He's a great wrestler, and just a strong, tough kid that just pours his heart out on the field. And as an opposing coach, I just respect the heck out of him. He's a great high school running back.
Well, we wish you luck, Coach, and I know you need to go and film and the team dinner. So we'll see you next week, Coach.
All right, thanks, Stu.
And that will do it for Salina Access TV Friday Night Football, week number 6. Starts district next week, and we'll see you then.
Our clinic provides the Salina community with a comprehensive spectrum of services delivered with compassion and sensitivity. We strive to create a partnership with our patients that promotes health and well-being in all phases of life. We care about our patients, we care about providing quality health care services, and we care about our community. Chances are you know many of us because Maury Clinic physicians live in Salina. We are coaches for youth sports teams and leaders for Boy Scouts and 4-H. We offer time, talent, and financial support to a variety of community events and charities. Our children attend school with your children. Our families attend worship services with your families. And we are proud to call Salina home. We have a vested interest in the success of this community, and we remain committed to an independent practice model that promotes our proud heritage and philosophy to provide quality medical care centered on the relationship between each patient and the physician of their choice. You have a choice for your medical care. Choose a doctor dedicated to the pursuit of excellence in healthcare services. Choose Maury Clinic.
I'm a dairy farmer. I had a lump come up on my stomach. It bothered me, so I went to the ER. They diagnosed me, said I had a umbilical cord hernia. I felt very, very comfortable. I knew what was going on at all times. Even though I was having surgery, they made me feel like I was at home. They treated me like I was one of their own. They constantly come in, made sure I was okay. Since the umbilical cord surgery, I've had 4 other hernia surgeries, lymph node removed, and my gallbladder. And it was all done at Salina Regional. The care I received at Salina Regional Hospital and Salina Regional Surgical Associates, on a scale from 1 to 10, I would give them a 10+. If they want to get good care and good work done, they need to come to Salina Regional to get it done. I couldn't ask for better care.
The friendly staff at Salina Sports Medicine Orthopedic Clinic, located at 523 South Santa Fe, are always welcoming new patients to serve in the areas of sports medicine, total joint care, and more. You can contact the office at 785-823-7213 or toll free at 1-866-406-4141.